Algorithmic composition involves the use of algorithms or step-by-step procedures to create music. Calculation has been part of the Western composition tradition for at least 1,000 years. Why calculation? Because listening involves both the enjoyment of the sensual sonic experience and the setting up of expectations and possibilities of what is to come. This second active part of musical listening is what gives rise to the possibility, the very development of musical form. For centuries, composers have taken advantage of this property of music cognition to formalize compositional structure, and now we're doing it in software. Deceptively simple on the page, You Are Coming Into Us Who Cannot Withstand You gains its impetus from the combination of small, simple rhythmic units into larger, sometimes repeating sequences by means of an algorithmic technique I call rhythm chains. The title of this piece is taken from the poem Final Notions by Adrienne Rich. For Magda Cordell, If She'll Have It, uses a looping technique designed for processing digital audio but now adapted to looping notated rhythms. Magda Cordell's figure, Woman, is a hugely energetic painting that manages to create recognizable forms from techniques we usually associate with abstract expressionism, something analogous to the conscious yet non-reactionary use of tonal, even jazz-like structures in the cascade of notes that pour forth in my piece. Of significance in Tramontana, and most of the works created with my slippery chicken Common Lisp software, is the close structural relationship between the viola and computer parts, particularly the quasi-instrumental listening experience that the sound files produce. This is created by the generation of both parts from the same algorithmic processes. In contrast to most of my music, For Ray as a Doe is very slow and calm, lasting a total of 40 minutes or so, but with possible stopping points at 15 and 21 minutes along the way. It demands extremely quiet playing from the pianist almost all the way through, thus putting the piano back into the pianoforte, you might say. Composers' concentration on the musical text and the general perception of composers as exclusive musical visionaries who set down notes which performers only need to play in the right order and with the required precision in order to succeed greatly obscures the role of the performer and all she or he brings to a piece of composed music. Who Says This Saying It's Me demands quasi-improvisational coping skills to deal with the technical demands of the piece. In Slippery When Wet, the tape part was created from many different source samples, instrumental recordings taken from the score, ambient recordings from various locations in Salzburg, Austria, where I was living at the time, Havana, Cuba, parts of a rather popular violin concerto, and songs from a well-known Brazilian composer. Moving on now to works with political or social themes, I read somewhere that when we elect a leader, we are choosing the person to murder in our name. Those countries who do the killing are usually relatively wealthy. Those who die, poor. It's not difficult to see the connection. As Balzac wrote, the secret of great wealth with no obvious source is some forgotten crime, forgotten because it was done neatly. Busy, busy, busy. If we're shopping for food at 3 a.m, is this a testament to modern convenience or an indictment of our overcrammed lives? If we have time to think, will it be about our career, our family, that is, the serious stuff, or about art, which should be a pleasant distraction, not yet another challenge, right? But art and entertainment are not synonyms. We are not a young people with an innocent record and a scanty inheritance. We have engrossed to ourselves an altogether disproportionate share of wealth and traffic of the world. We have got all we want in territory, and our claim to be left in the unmolested enjoyment of vast and splendid possessions, mainly acquired by violence, largely maintained by force, often seems less reasonable to others than to us.
We are not a young people with an innocent record and a scanty inheritance.